What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Unbearable Boss back at it again. Said I wasn't going to be back on YouTube, but more things have happened, and you guys deserve an honest answer of why I left the platform for 2 months. Where have I been? What has happened? And you guys will find out right now. As I am making this, it is August 11th, exactly 1 month since my girlfriend, well now ex-girlfriend, broke up with me. As in the other video I posted on YouTube, no names, no addresses, no private information whatsoever. But me and my ex-girlfriend broke up. We are no longer together, and we will no longer be making videos together. And there is no chance of us getting back together. How do I know that? She made it very clear. I've been sick for a little bit now. And as promised, I'm releasing the video. Don't matter if I'm sick or not. But let's try to cut to the chase. All the fighting started in late February, early March. That is around the time when the fighting started. And it continued all the way up until we finally broke up July 11th of this year. I'm very sorry if I get emotional about this. The reason why I'm doing this is I want closure. And I believe this is the only way I'm going to get closure. I'm not sending hate. I'm not attacking anybody. I just want closure. And after everything I've been through, I deserve it. I deserve closure. I deserve to forget and move on. And after this video, I believe I can finally do that. Like I said, the fighting started late February, early March, and it continued to get worse and worse and worse, all the way up until we broke up. There were some good times during the fighting, but I would like to say at least 80% of the time between early March to July 11th was nothing but fighting. At least 80% of it. The cause of the fighting is because this is where this is kind of what set the stage, and then the next part what started it. She came back from a show that she was doing. She was going to be gone for a week, and she told me she wouldn't be able to talk to me for a whole week. And she wouldn't be able to talk to me until she got back. I understood. Every time when it came to her shows, she's always an asshole to everybody. Doesn't matter if they're supporting her, or being negative. It didn't matter. You try talking to her during a show and she's in her show mood, she's going to be a deliberate asshole to you. No matter what. And the times that I did get the chance to text her, she was pretty much mean to me. But once she got back, I don't know if it was the day she got back or the day after. It was around that timeline. This happened mid to late February. But out of nowhere, she basically questioned me, my love, our relationship, and the future of the relationship, and completely changed everything that we have worked so hard and wanted for the 10.5 months that we were together. 10.5 months, I'm not sure. My memory has been completely shoddy as a result. And she took advantage of that as well. But, sorry guys. I really am. I'm not trying to do this. It just hurts. It's still hard to believe what happened. But anyways, and then after that, she completely changed everything. When we wanted to be engaged, when we wanted to get married, she completely flipped the script. And then she claimed that she hinted at the idea that she didn't want to get married young, which I could understand that. The problem was, she said she wanted to get married when she said she wanted to get married, and I asked her multiple times throughout the relationship, hey, are things moving too fast? Are things happening too quickly for you? Do you like how things are? Are you okay with the dates that we set? Yes, and she was happy to all of it. She agreed to all of it, and at one point she was so afraid it wasn't going to happen that she actually made me promise that I wouldn't change the dates and we would get married and engaged the time and the dates that we set it. But all that went away in one night. And then we agreed on a new date, but later she took that back as well. And she completely changed it multiple times, and she was never consistent with it, to the point where I was like, you know what? I know when I want to get married to you. I know when I want to get engaged to you. And if you don't want to get married to me when I engage to you, because I said I don't want to be engaged for more than a year. I want to be engaged for just 1 year. So I told her, if you don't want to be married within the following year, then don't say yes to when we get engaged. And I proposed to you. And she agreed to that, and then that was the end of that. And then I want to say it was early March that she completely gave up and quit on the relationship altogether, and she had stopped loving and caring about me as much. She stopped calling me, and it was a constant struggle and a fight just to text her during the day. And I didn't find out the reason until later. And she wanted to bring up and say it was an excuse because, yes, technically I did stop fighting, but I stopped trying to see her because my parents didn't really like her and she didn't really like my parents. And that made it difficult for us to see each other because I am living with my parents and I'm still living with my parents. And it just made it difficult, and I wanted a break, so I took like a 2 to 3 week break. And telling her that I can't just do this, I'm tired, you're not wanting to compromise, you're not wanting to help me out a little, even though I'm trying to do everything for you. And there was fighting with that, but then the fighting ended. Afterwards, it was just fights. We fought, we sorted out our issues, and we got over it. But when she did, she stopped being my friend, stopped being my best friend, stopped talking to me, stopped phone calling me. She was basically non-existent. And pretty much ever since that day, pretty much was a fight. Constantly fighting, constantly angry, constantly going back at each other through texting. All the way up to, I believe it was May 1st, to where the fighting had gotten so bad that I was depressed, I was extremely sleep deprived, and I had memory loss, and I had these problems These problems started in April. Like the first week of April, this is when I was having memory issues, my depression was getting worse, and I was unhappy and angry all the time. And it just got worse all the way up to May, to where I couldn't take it anymore, and I lost all motivation and passion to make any videos. So I left the platform, both TikTok, and then I explained everything on YouTube, and then I left that too. And I'm very sorry to all the people that day who begged me not to leave, and who were there loving and supporting me through what I was going through. Even though they didn't know, they still loved and supported me. And I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to all you guys. I should have not have done that to you. I should have done better by y'all. And instead, I ignored all of you. Because I was just angry and depressed, but that's not an excuse. And throughout May, the fighting just got worse and worse. Up until June. And I'm going to tell you what happened in June. But first, we got to go back to April. Now, it was sometime in April or May that she told me the reason why she stopped fighting for me and for our relationship, why she stopped putting any effort for me or my relationship with her, stopped loving and caring about me as much, stopped being my friend and best friend. She said the reason because she did all that was because of what I did. She was diagnosed with diabetes type 1 in January. Early January. The end of the first week or the very first couple days of the second week of January, she was diagnosed. And I have it saved on my phone. The day we would find out if it was type 1 or type 2. But I'll get into more on that later. She basically said ever since she was diagnosed that I had pushed her out of her life. I've pushed her out of my life. I have been avoiding her and distancing myself away from her, and that I've basically turned my back to her. She said I did that throughout all of January, all of February, and then in early March, that's when she quit and gave up on me. Now, because I had the memory loss from being so sleep deprived, I knew in the back of my mind that I was not capable of doing that. I knew I couldn't have done that. At the same time, I trusted her and I believed her. I had complete trust in her. Even though up to this point, she had pretty much lied to me throughout the 10.5 months we've been together at that point. Saying that she wanted different things and wanted a different future and she didn't want to get married as early. And every time I asked her, it was just a blatant lie to my face. But more into that later. But she had basically blamed me for everything. So I was stuck in a rock and a hard place. Believe my girlfriend that would never lie to me, because even after the lying, I still trusted her. That's probably stupid on my part, but... Or believe in myself because I knew I was not capable of that. And throughout April or May, I refused to believe that up until June 1st, where I had basically made it a mission to do whatever I can to go back to being happy and love. And I think it was after the first week of June that I had basically apologized for everything, took full responsibility for everything, and said I was sorry and I just want things to get better and things to move on. Apologize for something I didn't even do. And then things started to look like they're getting better, but then after a week later, then it just went back downhill. Because I don't remember, but I went to her house at June, and things were different. She said she would start talking to me more. She said she would start putting more effort and fight into the relationship, and I was not seeing it. And I went to her house because I wanted to see her, because I hadn't seen her in so long, due to complications. And even when I was there, she didn't socialize with me all that much, and she would refuse to talk to me. She did not want to talk to me. So it was just kind of a depressing trip, to be honest with you, but then first week of July she went away for a trip. It was this camping trip, whatever, to help learn about her diabetes. I think that was a lie too, because judging by the photos, it had nothing to do with diabetes at all, but whatever, I don't care. And then a little bit after that, all the way up to June 11th, where she finally broken up. And what led to the broken up is because I got fed up and tired of not having any reassurance, not seeing her, trying to talk to me more, trying to put any fight or effort into the relationship anymore. So I basically threatened to break up with her a bunch of times, and threatened just to break even more times. And the reason why I continue to do that over and over again is because ever since the first time I threatened to do that, every time I threatened to do that, including the first time, was, so are we broken up now? Are we no longer a couple? Is that what's going on? Which really pissed me off because it showed how much she did not care at all. Because if the situations were flipped, I'd be like, what? No, why? What's going on? Explain. Tell me. What do I need to do? Let's figure things out. Nope, her. So are we broken up now? Or like what? What's going on? No care. No nothing. And I'm pretty sure that she wanted me to break up with her to save her the trouble of having to break up with me. But in the end, she ultimately did that anyways. And I guarantee you she was happy when she did it. Same day, she blocked me on everything. She still has my videos of me on her profile, and I have no access of getting those back. I want those back. Those are my videos, and I don't want to be represented on your profile anymore. But they're up there. I have no way of contacting her, and I can't get them taken down. So they're stuck up there, which I don't know why, because if she hates me and does not want to be with me or associate with me, why would she have videos of our happiest moments when we were in our relationship? Makes no fucking sense. But whatever. Now, 2 days after we broke up, I was crying, I was hating myself, blaming myself for everything, that I lost a girl that I wanted to be with, that I basically did everything for her, and went above and beyond to prove it, too. But 2 days afterwards, I was deleting all the videos I have of her on TikTok. I was actually planning on deleting TikTok, but because it's tied to an old phone number that no longer exists, I can't delete it because of it. So I was deleting all the videos I had of her on my profile, deleting all the photos I had of her, all the videos I had of her, all the messages I had from her, just basically cutting her out of my life and getting her out of my life completely to try to move on. Then I stumble across text messages that go all the way back to December of 2020 to as late as the first week of February of 2021. And I even left a reminder that is still on my phone to this day to remind me that on this specific date we would find out if she had type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And as I was scrolling through all these text messages, I had realized something. That she was nothing but a lying, manipulative, narcissistic, hypocritical, controlling, toxic person. And let me explain. I have solid proof that I'm debating on showing or not showing. If this video does well, then yeah, I'll do a part 2 to this and I'll show all the physical proof that I'm talking about. But I have text messages proving that her reason of quitting and giving up on the relationship was complete BS. Because after she was diagnosed, I became more loving and supportive. Not less. Constantly asking her every day how her sugars were, if she was okay, if she was healthy, if she was eating, making sure that she was okay, and constantly reassuring her, because the day she was diagnosed, she told me if I wanted to leave right now, I had my free pass to do that. And I got angry at her and I told her, no, that is not an option. I am not leaving you. I am here for you. I am going to love you and I'm going to support you, and we are going to get through this together. And although I don't have the entire month of February, considering that this is proof that she completely lied about the entirety of January, I'm pretty sure that she lied through all of February as well, because I have the first week of February archived in my phone. And we texted each other every day and phone called every night. So I had all the proof I need documented, proving that I did nothing wrong. That was a complete BS lie. So the only thing I can determine is, in late February or March, because I don't know if it was when she came back from the show and caused all that problems and changed everything, and I found out she lied to me the entirety of the relationship, or when she completely gave up on me. I can't remember which day it was that she woke up and just realized I was not worth the effort or the trouble anymore. And that's all I can think of what it is. Because if I was more loving and supportive after your diagnosis, constantly reassuring you, constantly making sure you were loved, constantly reassuring you that I was never going to leave you, then it's kind of hard to make that false claim that I abandoned you, neglected you, turned my back on you, distanced myself, and tried pushing you out of my life. And she knew that I was having memory issues. So she took that as an opportunity to manipulate me, to make sure I was convinced that it was my fault, that everything was my fault, that I was the sole cause of all the problems and all the fighting. And in June, I finally accepted it was all my fault and apologized, and I just wanted to move on. I wanted to go back to being happy and in love. That's all I wanted. But after I found out everything, that I did do nothing wrong, and anything I did do wrong was a result of her causing all that crap and then lying and manipulating me after. Because she manipulated me and used my memory loss as an advantage. It still makes me angry, because it's hard to believe the woman that I loved and trusted the most would go out of her way to do that. Oh well, it's 2021. What else do you expect at this point? So, And then after I realized that, it did make me feel better. I did come back to TikTok and I started posting videos. I started getting in contact with people that were there for me when I was at my lowest. And I was enjoying making videos again. And I enjoy all the love and support that you guys have been giving me now. I can't thank you enough. But I did make a claim that she was toxic. And I found out something. Thanks to a reliable source that contacted me a little bit after the breakup, it was her ex-friend. And the reason why they weren't friends anymore was because her ex-friend was extremely toxic. And I feel bad because I believed what she said and I went along with it. And I accused her of being toxic as well because she wanted some advice on getting with the guy that is her now boyfriend. And she kept stealing the phone away from my girlfriend and interrupting her phone calls and yada yada yada. And then she didn't even listen to the advice that I gave her. And then I was like, yeah, I kind of see the toxicity. And then I just basically been going along with what my girlfriend said afterwards. And then a little bit after, when the fighting was at its worst, I can't remember what month it was, but I kept seeing all these photos on Facebook of her and her now boyfriend relationship succeeding while mine was failing, and she was supposed to be the toxic person, and I was supposed to be with the healthy person, and I got mad and I blocked her on everything. And I'm still very sorry I did that. I hope you can accept my sincere apology and know that I appreciate you coming back into my life and being a friend to me when I was completely shitty to you. I'm sorry. And I also found out that part of the other reason why they're not friends anymore is because when they would hang out, my ex-girlfriend was very manipulative and controlling, and everything had to be done her way, and they would always have to do what she wants and never what she wants, which kind of filled in some of the gaps to the story to where I can make these solid claims. Because I'm not saying this out of anger and frustration. I'm saying it because now I have the proof and I have witnesses to all this to where I can confirm it's true, and no one is manipulating me and filling my head with lies and trying to control me, telling me that this is the truth and this is what happened. No, I know the actual truth now because I got witnesses, I got facts, and I got evidence. But if this video does well, let's hit a like goal of, if it says 25 likes, 25 to 50 likes, somewhere around there, then I'll post all the evidence I have. Well, not all of it because it would take too long, but I would basically post a full day's conversation from the last week of December, the first week of January, the second week of January, the third week of January, the last week of January, and the first week of February. And also towards the end of the relationship of how things started spiraling down, and basically the last conversation I had with her. And also, for shits and giggles, the day that we found out she was diagnosed and what I did when I found out about it. But it just sucks because I loved her and I was willing to do everything for her. She did not want to come to my house out of the entire time we've been together, which was a year and 2 months, I think. She's only been to my house once, and I've been to her house more times than I can count. I got to know her family and siblings. She refused to get to know my family and siblings. And it was not an easy drive to make. She lived about 40 to 50 minutes away from me, to and from. And I would always make the drive for her because that's how much I loved her. I was willing to spend the extra money, put the miles on my truck, put the gas in my truck. And I was willing to do that all for her because I loved her. When I said I was willing to do anything for her, I would. I was actually considering on moving out early, even though I was not capable of doing that, just so my parents wouldn't forbid me from seeing her, because that's how much I loved her. willing to walk out of my family's life for her. I'm thankful I didn't now, because this would have been the end result if I did. And what else? I'm sorry, guys. Sickness has not been fun. It's been absolute hell. Got done having a stomach bug that lasted a little bit. Lost 15 pounds as a result of it. And now I got this stomach flu that has been absolute hell. But I think the biggest thing is to prove how much I loved her was, even before there was a relationship, she was scared that one day I might get angry at her and physically abuse her, and she was afraid of that going to happen. And I told her no matter what she did or how angry she made me or how angry I got, I would not put my hands on her, even in self-defense. And I proved it as well. And then I want to say about maybe a month, maybe 2 months, a month and a half, around that timeline, I was physically abused. I was hit, I was slapped, and I was kicked. One time, I was on my hands and knees because she tripped me, and I was getting kicked. In my side area right here, when I was playing football back when I was 12 years old, 2014, great year. I can't remember if I pulled it or I tore my ab muscle, and it is caused, I don't know, it's caused some sort of long-lasting damage, because every time I work really hard and my muscles start getting intense, it hurts. It's like a deep pain. It's worse than a bruise. It feels like someone's stabbing me in the chest, taking that knife, and then turning it as it's in me. But she was kicking me right there, and I was resisting so hard to cry because I was guaranteed this was going to be worth it. And it was not. This was supposed to be the woman I was saving myself for marriage to, because I thought she was worth saving myself for. She was worth it in my eyes. And I was wrong. I was wrong about everything. My biggest regret during all of that was I should have left. I should have left her either the day she came back from that show and questioned everything and changed everything, or the day she just completely gave up on me and quit, stopped putting any effort or fight into the relationship. I should have left one of those days, and I didn't. And I doubt she's going to see this video. I'm not tagging her. I'm not putting any of her social media information in there. That's not the point. If she does come across this and see this, hey, guess what? Now everybody knows. And now I have closure and I can move on. And maybe this gives you a chance to freaking fix yourself. But it's just still hard to realize, because I've done so much and I've gone the extra mile, because I knew in my heart I would not have done that for anyone else. I loved her and only her, and I made that very clear at the end too. But at the end of the day, with no love, no care, no sympathy in her eyes, she left me. She told me she was done. Done with me, done with the relationship, and just done altogether. I just want to mention one more time, thank you to all my friends and family that have been there supporting me every step of the way. Thank you to all the people who begged me not to stop making videos. I really wish I would have listened to you guys. This will be the only time I post a video about a breakup, and the only reason why I am posting a video about a breakup is because it affected me being able to function on my profile and platform known as TikTok. Next relationship will not affect me in that way, and I'll make sure of that for you guys. I want you guys to really listen to what I have to say. Watch the whole video. and learned from this video and where I went wrong. If I could give any advice to this, if shit gets bad and you've given it your all in your effort to try to fix it and nothing gets better, just leave. Save yourself the heartache and the trouble. Because I stretched it out for as long as I could, and this is the end result. This is Unbearable Boss signing off. There will be a following part because there's a couple other reasons why I stopped posting. My ex-girlfriend was just the main reason. And I will be posting that on my second profile on TikTok, Unbearable Boss 2.0, so go over there and watch it to see the other reasons why I didn't want to come back to the profile platform. My bad. But please learn from this video. Don't make the same mistakes I did. I don't give up on love or give up on women. I just know next time I'm going to be a lot smarter about it, so I don't get hurt again. But knowing me, I'll probably get hurt no matter what I do. Anyways, Unbearable Boss signing off. Thank you guys for everything. I can't thank you enough. And thank you to that one ex-friend who is now my friend now for giving me the missing pieces to the story, telling me and giving me information that I didn't have, and just being there supporting me. Even though you said you weren't going to pick sides, I'm just glad you believe me and believe that I'm telling you the truth. And that's all that matters. You can believe both sides, but as long as you know I'm telling you the truth and being honest with you, that's all I care about. And I'm sorry for whatever she's caused and done to you. And I'm sorry for whatever bad I've done to you. And hopefully after this I can go back to making videos full time, maybe posting more on YouTube. Definitely going to start streaming on Twitch again, so get ready for that, and posting way more on TikTok. I'm going to be focusing on my video making career. I want to be a professional video maker, and I want to start focusing on me and doing me and going back to doing the things that I love. And I realize I don't need her to be happy. If I wanted a wolf in sheep's clothing, I would have bought one. But hey, I've always learned things the hard way, and I don't think that's changing. But I've rambled long enough. Unbearable Boss signing off. Stay tuned for the rest of the reasons on Unbearable Boss 2.0 on TikTok. Link in the description. Follow me on TikTok on my main profile, Unbearable Boss. Link in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment. I want to hear if you've had similar stories to this, if you've been through something like this. And just tell me. I want to know. I want to know from your experiences. Maybe it can help me on my journey on trying to find the next girl that comes in my life. I really want to know. This is Unbearable Boss, signing off.